Devam Saraswatim Dasam Tatra Jayam Mudire Janvatam Sa Katha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vidam Tastoya Trani Vidun Upisu Uttam Nashta Prayashu Abhatreshu Tatyam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Hare Krishna everyone. So we'll read this these two verses 3, 15 and 16 today, and then I'll try and talk through it depending upon whatever I understood for the preparation on this. And then please feel free to add or provide your comments as and when needed. So we'll start with the verse 3:15. So how we'll do is we'll read the verse translation purport of 3:15 and then we'll go to 3:16. We'll do the same and then we'll start discussing the verses. 3:15. Mito yadaisam bhavita vivado madhva amadatmara vilochanam naisham vidopaya yan ato anyo mayye udyate antardadhate swayam sma mitho yadaisham bhavita vidado madhva amadatmara vilochanam naisham vadopaya yanato anyo mayye udyate antardadhate swayam sma. Synonyms. Mitha, one another. Yada, when. Isham, of them. Bhavita, will take place. Vibadha, quarrel. Madhu amada, intoxication by drinking. Atamra vilochanam, of their eyes being copper red. Na, not. Isham, of them. Vadha upayaha, means of disappearance. Iyan, like this. Atah, besides this. Anya, alternative. Mai, on my. Udyate, disappearance. Antah dadhate, will disappear. Swayam, themselves. Sma, certainly. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. When they quarrel among themselves, influenced by intoxication, with their eyes red like copper because of drinking madhu, then only will they disappear. Otherwise, it will not be possible. On my disappearance, this incident will take place. Purport. The Lord and His associates appear and disappear by the will of the Lord. They are not subjected to the laws of material nature. No one was able to kill the family of the Lord, nor was there any possibility of their natural death by the laws of nature. The only means, therefore, for their disappearance was the make show of a fight among themselves, as if brawling in intoxication due to drinking. This so-called fighting would take place by the will of the Lord. Otherwise, there would be no cause for their fight. Just as Arjun was made to be illusioned by family affection, and thus Bhagavad Gita was spoken, so the Yadu dynasty was made to be intoxicated by the will of the Lord, and nothing more. The devotees and the associates of the Lord are completely surrendered souls. Thus, they are transcendental instruments in the hands of the Lord, and can be used in any way the Lord desires. The pure devotees also enjoy such pastimes of the Lord because they want to see him happy. Devotees of the Lord never assert independent individuality. On the contrary, they utilize their individuality in pursuit of the desires of the Lord. And this cooperation of the devotees with the Lord makes a perfect scene for the Lord's pastimes. We'll go to the next one as well, and then we'll come back to this discuss. The next verse is 3:16. So we'll read this verse synonym translation, and then we'll discuss the verse. Verses 3:16. Evam sanchinyata bhagavan swarajye sthapaya dharmajam nandayam isha suhrdaha sadhunam vartma darshayan evam sanchitya bhagavan swarajye sthapaya dharmajam nandayam asa suhrdaha sadhunam vartma darshayan. Synonyms. Evam, thus, sanchintya, thinking within himself, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Swarajye, in his own kingdom, Sthapya, installing, Dharmajam, Maharaj Yudhishthir, Nandayam Asha, gladdened, Suhrda, the friends, Sadhunam, of the saints, Vartma, the path, Darshayan, by indicating. Translation by Evangelist Prabhupada. Lord Sri Krishna, thus thinking to himself, established Maharaj Yudhishthir in the position of supreme control of the world in order to show the ideal for administration on the path of piety. We'll go back to 15 and then start discussing. When they quarrel among themselves, influenced by intoxication, with their eyes red like copper because of drinking madhu, then only will they disappear. Otherwise, it will not be possible. On my disappearance, this incident will take place. The Lord is telling here, and I think this reference also comes in 11th canto, 6th chapter. The entire destruction and how the disappearance of the Yajnavalkya takes place. We'll go to some parts of it also. So the key here is the appearance and disappearance of the Lord and associates. Now, Lord's appearance, so associates, all the associates that Lord has. Whenever Lord appears, associates also come. The entire party comes together because they cannot stay in separation from the Lord. So they also come to enjoy the pastimes and be part of it. So they all come. Now it's all happening by will of the Lord. So it's very clearly Prabhupada is saying here, they are not subject to the laws of material nature. So it's known to everyone. We have read, but we need reinforcement all the time. So associates of the Lord, whoever was there around Lord at that time, they were all demigods or even pure devotees. They were all there by the will of the Lord. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, all the associates, Gadadhar Pandit, Advaitacharya, Nityanand Prabhu, Srivasa Acharya, all of them, they also came together. Similarly, when Lord Krishna came, then Balram and everyone else, Satyaki, all these, Pradyumna and all the associates, they all descended. And Krishna's birth in itself, that was a big thing. So they all came together. Now, so this is all happening by the will of the Lord. One thing which is important for us here to understand is nothing happens by coincidence. Everything which happens, we read, right? Not a blade of grass moves without will of the Lord. So everything which happens happens by the will of the Lord. Now we have some freedom around it. It's like a cow tied to a pole, or what do you call it? In Hindi they call it khuta. You can call it a pole. Pole is where they tie the cow with some rope. So the cow has only that much freedom. You can go around and how much that rope goes, only that much. That is the freedom that we have. Everything else, and how much you can go and how things will happen, it's all decided by the Lord. It's already predestined. Free will is very limited. It's like you go into a maze, then depending upon which direction you take in the maze, you will face different kind of situations. Eventually, you will come out of the maze. So that is the free will we have. We can choose some things here or there, but finally, all the bigger things, they are all predestined. They are all decided by the Lord. Coming back to this purport. So now, Prabhupada is explaining here, why was this make show of fight amongst the Yadu dynasty arranged? So that was made because at that time, remember this is after Mahabharata, everything was done, all the 18 Akshahanis are destroyed. 18 Akshahani is like, I think 1.8 crore or something, or it could be like 180 million. That was the kind of destruction which had happened. Number of people who died. 18 Akshahani was the number of soldiers who were on that battlefield. 11 from Duryodhana's side and 7 from Pandava's side. And so in that war, the Mahabharata war, all the big warriors of the entire world at that time, they were all killed. So all the powerful warriors, everything was finished. Now the biggest and the most strongest were the Pandavas, and that too in Pandavas also only the 5 Pandavas were left. Maharaj Parikshit was still in the womb of Mother Uttara at that time. And even in Pandavas, the sons of Pandavas were also kind of, their Leela had also ended. In Yadu dynasty, a lot of people were there. And at that time, when this incident is happening, when the Lord is explaining it, Yadus were the most powerful dynasty left. So they were they could have potentially just ruled the entire thing, and then they could have fallen into pride and everything else. So that was the reason why this make show of fight amongst the Yadus was planned or ordered by, or thought by Krishna. Now, if there is a fire in the forest, now sometimes there are controlled fires, and most of the times it's uncontrolled. You would be hearing about the fires which happen, you keep hearing, right? Fires which happen on the west coast and all that. Nobody goes to lit those, light up those fires. They happen by trees colliding among themselves. That creates fire. So that is how the will of the Lord works. If the Lord wants to control the forest or the growth of vegetation in the forest, he creates fire in the forest. He does not need a specific lighter or lighting fluid or anything, or anyone to go there and put. He just makes the trees collide among themselves and catch fire. So this is exactly how Krishna is planning. Krishna was planning on doing this. The fight would be between themselves. Now, when a fight like this happens, it's like when you are in a big pond, the bigger fish will eat the smaller fish, and then the even bigger fish will eat this so-called big fish. So exactly like that, the, the Lord, they would fight among themselves. They would kill each other because that is the only way in which power could not be concentrated. Otherwise, the power in the entire world would be concentrated with the Yadu dynasty at that time. So, by will of the Lord, this was arranged. If time permits, probably we'll go to some background as well, how it's explained in 11th canto 6th chapter. Same thing. So Krishna made. So when Krishna wants to do something, he creates a lot of things around it, just like he did for Arjuna, or the way he did for Maharaj Parikshit. There was no need. Maharaj Parikshit was a very pious king. There was no need for him to get angered. He was beyond all that because he was touched by the Lord when he was in Kumbh. So there was no reason for him to just take a dead snake and put it on the rishi as a garland. But the Lord made him do it because the Lord wanted Bhagavatam to come out so that fools like us, we can read Bhagavatam and maybe understand a little bit about Lord, at least hear about the Lord. Similarly, when Bhagavad Gita, Krishna wanted Bhagavad Gita to come out for the welfare of the world, he made Arjuna, he created illusion in the mind of Arjuna, and then he spoke of Bhagavad Gita. So the devotees, the associates of the Lord, they are all instruments. They are totally surrendered. They're totally surrendered, it says here, are completely surrendered. So they are instruments in the hands of Lord and can be used in any way the Lord desires. So pure devotees enjoy those things because they want the Lord to see happy, and they are happy to become instruments in the Leela that Lord has. They never exert independence. So I'll just read a little bit from 6th chapter of 11th canto. And there is a lot here. Yadu dynasty retires to Prabhas Kshetra. Now, I will not read everything. I will read only those concentrated parts where this dialogue is happening between all the demigods. So, why Krishna said about these things to happen, and why all this happened? We will try and read through only the translation just to get some background. The text 20. We'll read from text 20. The Sri Sukdev Goswami continues. After Brahma, along with Lord Shiva and other demigods, thus offered prayers to the Supreme Lord Govinda, Lord Brahma situated himself in the sky and addressed the Lord as follows. So now Lord Brahma is there and he is addressing the Lord. Lord Brahma said, "My dear Lord, previously we requested you to remove the burden of the earth. O unlimited personality, O Godhead, that request has certainly been fulfilled." So this is after Mahabharata. Next verse. My Lord, you have re-established the principles of religion among pious men who are always firmly bound to the truth. You have also distributed your glories all over the world, and thus the whole world can be purified by hearing about you. So the wonderful part about this, what Lord Brahma is saying is the pastime that Krishna had coming here. So one is establishing religion, and then this the pastimes and the glories, the stories which are distributed because people saw them. They will talk about it. So the Lord's name, pastime, form, everything is the same, right? So hearing about that, they get purified. People like us, you feel the joy reading those pastimes. So that was also a reason for the Lord to come. Descending into the king dynasty of King Yadu, you have manifested your unique transcendental form. And for the benefit of the entire universe, you have executed magnanimous transcendental activities. Next verse. My dear Lord, those pious and saintly persons who are in the age of Kali hear about your transcendental activities and also glorify them will easily cross over the darkness of the age. So here is the power of the pastimes, which Lord Brahma is saying. And we go to the purport, we'll read many more things. We're just keeping it very short in the interest of time. Next one. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O my Lord, you have descended into the Yadu dynasty and thus you have spent 125 autumns with your devotees. So he's also talking about the age of the Lord. You've spent 125 years with your devotees. He's creating all that background. My dear Lord, there is nothing remaining at this time for your Lordship to do on behalf of the demigods. You have already withdrawn your dynasty by the curse of the Brahmanas. O Lord, you are the basis of everything, and if you so desire, kindly return now to your own abode in the spiritual world. At the same time, we humbly beg that you will always protect us. We are your humble servants, and on your behalf, we are managing the universal situation. We, along with our planets and followers, require your constant protection. So he is telling that you are here, Lord Brahma is telling, on behalf of the demigods, because when Lord came, at that time also, Dharmaglani, the fall of the Dharma was happening, all the demigods went to the Lord and they prayed to him, please protect the earth. So that is when Lord Vishnu said, okay, I will come. And then he came, and then he created all the Leela and everything around his birth. And so he said, you did everything. And now you are ready to withdraw the dynasty by the curse of the Brahmana. So Brahmana that cursed the Yadu dynasty, that you will be finished. And that was also Lord's will. So he's saying that you are our protector. We humbly beg that you protect us. Now the Supreme Lord is saying. The Supreme Lord said, O Lord of the demigods, Brahma, I understand your prayers and request. Having removed the burden on the earth, I have executed everything that was required on your behalf. He is saying, I did everything that was needed to be done on your behalf, on behalf of the demigods. You are the king of the demigods. You are the topmost demigod, Brahma. So he is telling, Lord is telling. That very Yadav dynasty in which I appeared became greatly magnified in opulence, especially in their physical strength and courage, to the extent that they threatened to devour the whole world. Therefore, I have stopped them just as the shore holds back the great ocean. He's telling how he stopped them. It's like a shore. Even if the Yadu dynasty was the great ocean, he stopped them because they had become too strong and they threatened to finish the entire world. Next verse. If I were to leave this world without withdrawing the overly proud members of the Yadu dynasty, the whole world would be destroyed by the deluge of their unlimited expansion. Now, due to Brahmana's curse, the annihilation of my family has already begun. O sinless Brahma, when this annihilation is finished, I am en route to Vaikuntha. I'll pay a small visit to your abode. So he is so merciful now. He says, okay, when I'm going to Vaikuntha, I'll stop by your Brahmalok and pay a visit when I go. When this annihilation is done, I'll leave. And when I leave, I'll come and visit you. Now Sudeva Goswami is saying, thus addressed by the Lord of the universe, the self-born Brahma fell down in obeisance at the lotus feet of the Lord. Surrounded by all the demigods, the great Brahma then returned to his personal abode. So this is the conversation that I was talking about. There is more here, and we can talk much more about this, how the destruction happened. I think some of it will come in the following verses in this as well. how they went to Prabhu Kshetra. Only the demigods who were there as Lord's associate, they went to Prabhu Kshetra. The rest, pure devotees, they remained back, like Uddhav and Uddhav and many others. They stayed back. So, and all the demigods, because they had other things to do, so they went and then they were taken back to their own abodes to continue their work. So this is what I could understand on these two, and I thought I'll just read with all of you and continue with the flow of Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. If there are any questions or comments, we can discuss. Otherwise, I will close the discussion.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for the very nice class. Nice class. It is very difficult for us to understand this the plan of the Lord to destroy the Yadu dynasty totally before his departure. It is his own family. I was thinking in the material world, the grandfather thinks so much about accumulating some wealth for how many generations of the family to take care so much. And they build universities for their own grandchildren to study, what not. And the Supreme Lord is, conceiving such a plan. That is so amazing. And thank you for reading from the 11th canto. It is like, a drama coming to an end, and the script is exactly being, read aloud. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Great point. There is a pastime as well, but I'll not go into it. The reference that you brought in material attachments and all. When I was preparing for this yesterday, I heard that as well, but I'll not go into that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you for the class. Nice class. So I was thinking, there is everyday drama in our lives. A struggle, basically, getting out of this mental attachment. It's just like a tug of war every day. I don't know how to get out of this. Even though you're in association, Krishna is there, temple is there, Tulsi is there, pictures are there, Krishna's pictures are there, TV is also there. Now forget about the TV. Switch off the TV, it's fine. But still the Maya is, TV is not the part. I'm just telling you. But the work, it's not that we are watching something. Basically, whole day we are working. But it's bombarding, so much bombarding every day. I feel it's a struggle every day. It's not an easy life. Maybe I'm realizing after many years. So it's like, I don't know how to get out of this. It's tough for me now. That's what I see.
Only time when we are little out of that is when we read about scriptures and read pastimes of the Lord. That is the only time we are out. The moment we're done finishing it, we can go back to the same.
Dog's tail always is a bend, It's just like that.
Hare Krishna.
Sandhya Mataji is different, that's a different question.
No, I was. If you are 70 or 80 also, it may be the situation. I was thinking, my Krishna, it is so bad, Prabhu, for me.
Every day is a drama, Mataji. And that's what I understand myself. Then see, that's what I'm realizing. Basically, what I mean to say is, even though you're chanting 20 years, remember Maharaj was telling the other day, then we realize, oh, really? We are chanting 20 years, but I'm not really chanting.
Exactly, Prabhu. For me, it is always in the future. When will I chant nicely? When I'll be satisfied, and when I'll do a nice chanting. It's always in the future. Hare Krishna.
Then when somebody says that we are back to square one, then what happened to my chanting of 20 years?
But the struggle also, I suppose, the desire also Krishna sees, and that's why we are here. Otherwise, we could have been thrown out of the devotee circle. I'm thinking myself, I could have been out of this one. I think, for all my, misuse of time and Krishna.
Anyway, it's a struggle every day. I think that's why Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he doesn't want to go to Vrindavan. He fought in this Kali. He was in Gita Nagari. He did not say, I will fight. I will fight. Somebody suggests to go back to Vrindavan, but he did not go. He was kind of fighting in this Maya, and he stayed back and went back to God. That's how, one way I'm thinking. Yes, it's a struggle every day, but no matter what, take it as a challenge and keep going. That's all, Prabhu. Thank you. Maybe some reflections.
Any other thoughts? If not, then we'll stop the class. We'll continue tomorrow in the next verses. Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna. Have a good day.
Vasindu Pevcha Patitanam Pavane Peva Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.